Good, thank you. David, being back, something that, on the team, coming back for this next season, required some negotiating, your agent and Nick and everyone. How excited are you to be back, and kind of what was the process like as you guys kind of came to that compromise?
I'm very excited being back. The staff and the organization did great with me coming over from Arizona. Had a great time transitioning. They did everything for me and my family. So I was very excited to come back. Now seeing a lot of new faces, excited meeting a lot of new guys, guys that I actually know from being in the league, but being new as teammates. I can't wait to, get that going.
Thank you.
John McClain.
David, what do you think about the additions of Ingram and Lindsey, and what does that do to have so much experience in the backfield, especially with three guys who can catch?
Honestly, I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great for us because I think it'll help us all stay healthy and play in this long season. Now hearing that they're going to add another game to the season, I think it'll be great for us. And like you said, having veteran guys, that way we can all, play together, and it won't be a lot of learning to be a professional athlete. Guys are really respected in the league. Guys are responsible, real good pros in the league. And so I think it'll help out a lot with this team morale and getting everyone going, especially with this run game. It was a tough run game last year, and hopefully all three of us can contribute and get this thing going.
Cody Davis.
Hey, David, you had a pretty successful run those last three games of the regular season. How can you use those three games and transition that into next season and hopefully extend that level of play throughout an entire season?
Really just as motivation, knowing that I still got a lot left in the tank, knowing I'm still able to contribute in the running game and be an effective player, an impact player for the team. Really just helps motivate me in this offseason, getting ready to go. And I think the biggest thing is just staying healthy. As a running back, that's the main thing. If you're on the field, I think it'll help out, obviously be a good thing to be able to play. And so I feel like with those three last games that I had last year, it gave me a lot of momentum going into this next season.
Adam Wexler.
Hey, David, have you had a chance to talk to Deshaun Watson? Do you have any idea if he'll be on the field with you guys when you start on-field work, whenever that might be?
No, I haven't had a chance to talk to him at all.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, David. Not sure how familiar you are, but one of the guys that the team traded for, Marcus Cannon, very, very big offensive lineman. How familiar are you with him, and how excited are you to run behind a guy like that? He's 335 pounds and nearly 6'6".
I'm very excited, man. Just hearing you say that, the stats, and him being a great lineman for us, it'll be good. It'll be really good for us as an offense, obviously. And I think it's going to help out. When you see a lot of guys, also with LT being great, dominant O-lineman, it really helps my motivation to be able to run the ball and makes my job easier.
John McClain.
David, there's been a lot of turnover on the coaching staff. What does it mean to the backs to be able to have, especially you, to have Danny back and also having Tim back as your coordinator?
It means a lot because, especially for me, man, I've had so many different running back coaches and head coaches over the last, 5 years for myself. And just to have the same running back coach, not just that, but Danny being a great running back coach, he shoots it straight to me. He's very respected in the organization, in the league. And he lets me know, if it's a bad play, he'll be honest with me. If it's a good play, he keeps me motivated and lets me know I can do better. So I'm really excited to have him back. He's a coach that's taught me a lot. Me being a veteran, you always think that you know a lot, but for him to be my coach again, I've always felt like I can learn from him and grow from him in my performances.
Brian Beerfield.
David, now that you've been here in Houston for a while, can you talk about the work that you and your foundation are doing, especially, with COVID and with this winter storm that hit and affected a lot of the Houston citizens?
Yeah, COVID has been tough around the whole world. And obviously it's still going on And for our foundation, we try to do as much as we can. It being most importantly for the children and their family who need help. And so our foundation, we just had our first event. Granted, it didn't go as planned, obviously, because of COVID, but we were still able to raise a lot of money. And what we want to do is put technology in the hospitals and the schools around Houston. And we're still trying to do that. It's been tough, obviously, trying to coordinate it because of COVID. We obviously can't go into the hospitals like we normally would or into the schools like we normally would. And so our foundation is still trying to figure out what exactly we can do during COVID. We've tried to implement giving nurses and frontline workers meals, trying to help them out and try to do as much as we can to try to just be there for everyone that's dealing with this crisis. And like you said, also with the power outage and with everything going on with the flooding and stuff that normally happens in Houston, we're trying to do as much as we can to be involved in this community, be engulfed in this community as much as we can to try to help out Houston, the city. Just from us being here during COVID, we still had a lovely time. Houston has been such a great community for us. We've found so much to do for us and our kids. We've done so many activities around here, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Aaron Reese.
Hey, David, as you just reflect on last season, what do you think kind of prevented you from maybe being as successful in the passing game as you had been previously in your career? And what do you think you could do better this year, just as an offense and you individually, to kind of change that?
First and foremost, I think the biggest thing is just staying healthy. And then also, I think just trying to get more comfortable with my teammates. I think that's the biggest thing is being able to trust in them and them trusting me, that I'll do my job first and foremost, whether that is, like you said, a route, running, catching the ball when I'm supposed to catch it. And I think that's the biggest thing is just trying to be where I'm supposed to be in the passing concepts. And I think that's where now me going into my second year, I think we can get more comfortable. And also, obviously, a lot of off-the-field distraction that was going on, different coaches getting fired and everything like that. And I think, once we start calming down and we start, me and myself especially, start focusing on what I can do and trying to improve my game as best as I can, I think it'll help out.
Mark Berman.
David, you've been in the league now for a while. I know every year guys want to get better. Are you doing anything different this offseason? Working on anything specific to help you move forward, if you will?
I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to be as much in the training room. We have a great training staff here at Houston. I think that's the biggest thing is just trying to be more precautionary with all my, like you said, I'm a vet. I got a lot of lingering injuries, but when you get to this stage in my career that I got to, make sure that I am on top of. And that's being in the training room more than normal, not trying so much to train other places, not trying so much to do other things outside of, the organization, just trying to be more with the trainers there and make sure I do all my corrections, all my mobility work, all my range of motion stuff so I can prevent those injuries from happening. Obviously, football, you can't control all of the injuries, but try to prevent as much as I can.
Will a year under your belt with this O-line be advantageous, or is that? Well, how do you view that?
I think a year under this, not just the O-line, but also, like I said, with teammates of mine, with the group, the coaching staff, this new coaching staff, getting familiar with those guys, and being a year under their organization is going to help out a lot.
Brandon Scott.
Hey, David, you referenced the extra game in the regular season earlier. Do you have an opinion on that, on the season expanding?
I do. I don't believe in it. I don't agree with it. I was one that was advocating against it during our NFLPA summit. And, it's tough because, obviously the fans and everyone is excited to see more football. But as football players, especially as a running back towards the end of the season, it's tough, to get through and, injury free. And all the nicks, all the bruises, and being, bruised up. And so the extra game is going to make it obviously tougher. And I think it's not in the best interest of the players as a whole. So I think it'll be tough for us, for sure.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, David. Tyrod Taylor was a new player that you guys are good terms with. What's your familiarity with him? And do you know him? Now, what are your thoughts on him as a quarterback and just kind of being teammates now?
I know of him, obviously. I know of him. I've heard none but great things, actually, about him, that he's a great leader, very well-spoken, boisterous leader, good captain on the teams he's been on, and he's been through a lot of adversity. As you can see, last year he had a lot of adversity as well with what happened with him in the preseason, and it ended up, hurting him during the season. So that's a guy I'm really going to talk to a lot, get familiar with, become great teammates with, and hopefully I can learn some stuff from him as well as being a professional athlete.
We'll take just a few more. Adam Wexler.
Hey, David, I don't know if you've had a chance to have many conversations or any conversations with Coach Cully, but either way, what are your impressions of him?
Heard none but good things about him as well. I actually know a couple of my teammates, one being Larry, a player of mine that I went to college with. He was his inspirational. He's always positive, a lot of energy, and I think we're going to need that on this team. Very excited to, have him aboard. I've talked to him a few times, and he just let me know, my expectations of being a leader by example type guy, being a guy that does my job in and out every day, off the field, on the field, and being respectful that way. And so I'm going to do my best to help him out that way.
Last question for Brian Bearfield.
David, your teammate, Jacob Martin, says that he likes the competition that's going to be going on in spring training with the addition on the defensive side of the ball. With the additions of the running backs coming in, is that something you look forward to as well, the competition?
Most definitely. I think it'll make us all compete because we all want to play, obviously. We all want to be on the field. So competition is going to make us all better. And it's going to start, like you said, in the spring. Hopefully we can do something with COVID going on, but it'll, transfer all the way to the season. And I think with us competing against each other, trying to make each other better, and we all trying to see the field is going to make our team better, make our running game better, make our offense better.
Thank you so much, David. We appreciate your time. You can hop off now. And media, Mark.
Marcus, what's it like to be back into a football mode after this year, and kind of what went into your decision, obviously with your health background and some of the issues you dealt with before when you were getting into the league, and just what was this year like for you to not play? Thank you.
This last year was amazing. I got a lot of time with the family, a lot of time for myself, to work out and, stay in shape and, just get my body right, my mind right. And, it was great. It was great to have some time off just for all the bumps and bruises that I've had over the years. And, it was the most part thing that I'm happy about is, the time that I had with my family. And that was great.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Doing good.
How does it feel to be playing football back in Texas?
It feels great. Good dream come true.
To elaborate on that for a second, would you?
Well, I grew up in Odessa, West Texas, and moving there from New Mexico, I really learned what real football is. And, playing in Odessa, playing in West Texas, and playing in Texas in general, every kid that plays wants to play in Texas in the NFL. They would love to play here, but, you don't get the choice where you play most of the time. And, I got drafted to the Patriots, and, man, I'm so thankful for those years that I had there. But my dream always has been to play right here in the great state of Texas.
Did your family celebrate when they got the news?
My family did. We, as you know, players find out earlier than the news or the team puts out. So it was fun trying to keep my family from posting things and telling too many people. And it was mainly my mom. She texts me every day asking me if the Texans had let the news out so she could tell all her family, all her sisters and brothers and friends. And my family was just happy. I came through the door and told my wife and my kids were there, and they all just were so happy that they could stay here. And it's been great.
John McClain.
Marcus, did you have any idea you would be traded? And what was your initial reaction when you heard it? And what is your role going to be?
No, I did not know. When I heard the news, Belichick called me and let me know that they're trading me. And, it was bittersweet because I have a lot of friends there, I have a lot of memories there, and a lot of, but, that was the bitter part. But the sweet part is that I'm playing in Texas again. And no, I don't have any woes about playing here. There's only positives. It's a change from where I was, but I'm ready to attack it, and I'm ready to do the best I can for this organization.
Brandon Scott.
Yeah, Marcus, I think John was asking what your role might be. How do you envision yourself being incorporated into the offense, and what's your assessment of your teammates along the offensive line that you'll be joining here?
I don't know what my role is going to be. I've met the offensive line coach. I've met the head coach. I met everybody. I went down there last week and met everybody. And I do not know what I'll be playing. I don't know how much I'll be playing. I don't know what position I'll be playing. But all I know is I'm on the team right now, and I have a chance to show how good I am and show that they can use me wherever they want to use me. I'm ready to play. I did the same thing in New England. I had to play where they wanted me to play, and I try to do my best at it. And I'm gonna do the same going forward.
And if you don't mind me asking real quick, Marcus, what's your setup right there? What are you sitting in? I'm just looking at your background.
Well, this is like my kid's favorite chair. It's like an egg chair, and then the piano. I'm pretty much in the living room, but it's this big, comfortable chair, so I love it.
Yeah, it's a unique look, man.
Brian Beerfield.
Welcome to Houston, Marcus. What type of championship pedigree do you think that you're going to bring into that locker room as far as mindset and also into the offensive lineman room?
I think I bring, hard work and, dedication. I'm dedicated to this. Whenever we meet up and we start getting, the playbook and we start working out together and everything, I'm ready. I'm ready to do whatever I have to do to ensure that I'm putting our team in best spot to win games. I'm no stranger to hard work, and I like working hard, and I like being around my teammates and working hard.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Marcus. What kind of perspective, just on football and life, did your the health issues when you first got into the league, did that give you, and overcoming that and be able to stay healthy and just kind of get to where you are, having the Super Bowl rings, having this longer career from when at the outset you had to deal with some serious health issues that required you to get the treatment for it?
When I was going through all that, I didn't know what was going to happen. I sure didn't expect to be where I am today, having gone to however many Super Bowls it is or whatever, and just being in my 10th season or 11th, whatever it is. But all this is a blessing. I'm thankful for how everything turned out, and it was a pretty good scare back in 2011 when I was going through all that, and I couldn't have prayed for anything better than where I'm sitting in this position today.
Marcus, like you said, you've played tackle, you've played guard. Do you like one better than the other for any reason, or obviously there's different aspects to if you're playing right tackle or if you're playing inside at guard? And what do you think if you and Titus did wind up being a tandem on the right side, Titus Howard? What do you think that would be like as far as getting people off the ball? Thank you.
There's not one position. Oh, that'd be lying. I like playing right tackle. That was fun. I got into a really good rhythm. But I like playing guard. On the right side, playing guard. I played. I don't remember what year it is. I played versus Saints one year when Dan Connolly went down, and that was fun. And I played the left side too. But I don't have really a super favorite position. I'm just happy to be out there, and I'll play any position they want me to play. I'll put in the time to get as good as I can at whatever position it is, and whatever it is, I'm ready to play. I'm just happy to be a Texan.
Mark Berman.
Couple things. First of all, Marcus, who plays the piano back there?
Me and the kids. The kids are better than me, but I learned how to play a little bit of piano when I was younger. It's funny because I don't know how to read notes, so my kids just try to teach me every now and then. But they're the piano players. I'm just 4-song guy.
You're what?
A 4-song guy. I know 4 songs pretty good. That's
so
it.
Are they taking lessons?
Say it again.
Are your kids taking lessons?
Yes, they take lessons. They take piano lessons and music, and my daughter's in dance and ballet and all that good stuff.
So real quickly, David was asked about the 17th game. He's not a big proponent of it. How do you feel about that if the addition of another game on the regular season schedule?
I haven't really thought about that. This is the first news I'm hearing about it, and I don't know if I'm in the position to comment on that. I love playing the game, so whatever rules they put out there and however we got to go about them, that's what I'm gonna do.
Thank you.
Brandon Scott.
Marcus, what's your relationship with Nick, or what was your relationship with Nick Caserio and Jack Easterby back when you guys were all in New England together?
Jack was our he kind of ran some operation things, and he was our chaplain with the Patriots, and my relationship with him was great. He was big on helping people become and be the man that they're supposed to be. And, my relationship with him was pretty good. And the same with Nick. He was in every meeting with the offense. So we've seen him and interacted with him on a daily basis. And, I'm excited that those 2 guys are here, and I'm excited to be working under them, doing what I need to do to help this team win, and I'm glad they're here.
We'll take a few more. Brian Bearfield.
Have you got a chance to talk to Coach Culley yet, and have you had a chance to reach out or speak with any of the offensive linemen?
Yes, I did talk to Coach Culley the first, I guess when I got traded here, I talked to him, and last week when we went in, I talked to him, and there's a few offensive linemen there, about 3 of us, and met some of them, but I haven't met the whole offensive line. But I did meet all the coaches, and yeah.
What was the talk like with Coach Culley? Because he could be very motivating.
He is. He got me excited, just talking to him, and his energy, and just what he brings to the organization. I'm excited. He made me want to practice that day, but we had to wait a little bit. But I'm excited to play for him. I'm excited to see what he's all about, because he's great. It was great.
John McClain.
Marcus, even though Caserio was a personnel director, he was on the headphones during the game and in your offensive meetings. Was he like an extra coach?
No.
And we'll go last question to Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Marcus. James Campen has a strong reputation. He's worked for the Packers for a long time, and also the Browns and the Chargers. What do you know about him? Just kind of what is what people say about him, kind of in offensive line circles around the league? What do you think it'll be like to play for him?
I talked to Marshall Newhouse, who's a great friend, also a TCU Horned Frog, who played under him. And, I met Coach Campen, and he's amazing. Just talking about, some technique things and, you know, how he coaches and his style. And, you know, hearing from Marshall Newhouse, and I respect everything that Marshall tells me. And, you know, we had a long conversation about his days playing with him. And again, I'm excited to play for him from what I've heard from Marshall. And, you know, he was an offensive lineman when he played. So he knows how we feel and how we're feeling throughout the week. And he knows, you know, to some point what we're thinking and how we're trying to go about things. So I'm excited to play for him and excited to hear what he has to help me play better, help me be as good as I can be.
Thank you so much, Marcus. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you.